Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another post-fight analysis video. All right, y'all, let's talk Raquel Pennington versus Macy Chiasson. All right, y'all, this was one of these fights, like I said on my list the other night, when I saw those weight misses. Now, I give Macy Chiasson a little bit more, a little bit more leeway because it was a short notice fight. But when I saw both fighters miss weight, in Sarge's fight and this fight, I was like, man, I got to kind of switch up my picks here. It started teetering a bit because, Raquel, when I saw how she looked at 145, I was like, oh, okay, she's looking the same. Like I said, man, if this fight was at 135, I would have to favor Rocky more. It would be 50-50 because, Rocky is a, true bantamweight and she has that experience. But when she moved up to 145, man, I was like, yo, she looked solid. She looked the part. It wasn't like a bunch of heavyweight. She wasn't moving slow in there. She definitely looked the part of a real, featherweight, in my opinion. This was a pick, like I said, that had me thinking Macy was going to win when it went to 145, but it was like I had to change it up when Macy missed weight just because I thought she would, she wasn't fully prepared and she wasn't really focused. Just that look on her face at the weigh-in. Rocky, on the other hand, like I said, she made the weight. When I saw how she looked, I was like, uh-oh. I was just like, uh-oh, she's carrying the weight nicely. And if she brings that experience up, who knows what could happen. I thought she was going to win a decision, but she went in there, made a big statement, and stopped Macy Chiasson. Well, submitted Macy Chiasson via guillotine choke and pretty much was outclassed and outboxing. I know a lot of people in my round by round last night, they felt like Macy edged out the first round, but I went back and watched it twice. I said, man, Rocky got both rounds. To me, I thought she was just throwing the better strikes and just had a better game plan and just had effective pressure where, Macy, the bigger fighter, she was taking the back foot approach and really trying to stay away from Rocky. Like, she wasn't using the 4.5-inch reach advantage, any of that. She was just continuing to try to step back and play a counter puncher, and she was letting Rocky control the dance. Go back and look at the first round. Rocky took the lead. She was keeping the range well, using the double jab early. Macy, she did land a nice combination early on as Rocky stepped in. So I was like, okay, this is probably what she's going to do when she steps in. She's going to land those good combinations. But Rocky, she was just putting that pressure on, she was putting the pressure on the bigger woman. Macy, surprisingly, like I said, was not throwing the jab out. That's why I said my keys to victory. Use that long jab, but she was not throwing the jab, mostly just hard power shots. But it's Rocky, in my opinion, that was landing stiff technical shots. She was landing a hard left hook off the jab. And as she threw a couple of those double jabs, she threw a nice right hand and cracked Macy. Maybe if she had a little bit more power, I think she could have did some damage. But that weight really did save Macy because Macy took some big shots. She took some big shots, and she was also eating that jab to the body from Rocky. The jab to the body was very effective, and behind it, she was able to get in a clinch, work some nice right hands to the body again, land some knees in the clinch. Macy not really getting the knees off like I thought she would inside. Rocky, she was the one landing those hard left hands, even on the break, good combination off the break. Macy landed some nice hard strikes, but I think Rocky, she was being effective, with her boxing from the inside and out. Macy finally gets Roxy to the fence herself, and she gets a takedown. But in my opinion, I think Rocky won the round. It wasn't enough. Macy Chiasson's takedown wasn't enough, in my opinion. I think that Rocky still won that round because I think she landed the effective strikes off the jab and just did better work as far as walking her down and, better work in the clinch. Last round, or second round, this is the last round. Macy opening it up, tried for more high kicks, but she wasn't landing. Like, it was like she was really having trouble finding her range, and she was long. Like these high kicks, she was throwing them out there, but she was missing. Rocky was still bullying her and, just backing her up, just backing the bigger fighter up. And Rocky is just landing nice body shots, nice body and head shots. She's going up top, downstairs, mixing it up. Macy, she's stumbling around and not really effective with her straight shots. She's stumbling around because, Rocky's bullying her. She's pushing her back. Rocky takes that clinch again and she's grinding and working. But Macy, she finally lands some nice knees to the body to separate. And then, Rocky goes back to working that jab, to the body, setting up some nice right hands and just outboxing Macy. Macy, to me, she just appeared too slow, too lethargic. She actually was looking better at 135 now. When I compared it, I was like, this big Macy here, she is not controlling the pace. She's not using her power. She's not walking Rocky down here. She's not doing any of that. She's trying to take the back foot. And like I said, balance is kind of off because Rocky's just pushing her back off combinations. She's stumbling around. So, again, Rocky, she sees everything coming because she's slower. And she's able to pressure her. And after that, Macy, this is whenever Macy tries to get off. Macy tries to get off. Rocky will wait, and then she'll come back with her own punches because she's the faster fighter here. So finally, Macy, she tries to go in for a takedown to close it in, but it was a very bad mistake the way she just kind of dipped her head in for that double leg. Rocky just locked it in, textbook locked in for a guillotine, dropped to her knees, and Macy tapped. I was like, wow. I didn't see that coming. But when she locked it in and Macy wasn't moving, Macy didn't have a way out. Now I just saw that tap. I was like, yeah, it's over. It's over. So, yeah, man, I see where some people were coming from about Macy Chiasson. You know, just didn't feel like she, you know, she was really possessing much. But like I said, I needed to see more. And this is what I needed to see. I needed to see her in there with the test. And seeing her against Rocky at 145, I got a lot of questions about it. You know, I got a lot of questions on what's going on in training and, you know, the focus there. You know what I mean? Like, what weight is she comfortable at? You know, what is she walking around at? You know, like, what kind of preparation are they under? Like, how big does she blow up during, you know, off days? You know what I mean? Like, you know, off time from fighting. Like, how big is she blowing up? Like, what are they working on? Because she was really not committed in there. Like, she's the bigger fighter. All she had to do was take advantage of that reach. And that's why I say, like, whenever somebody has the longer reach now, I don't call it an advantage anymore. I just say, hey, they got longer arms, they got longer reach. But if they don't know how to use it, it's not an advantage. And in this fight here, she was longer, taller, had more power. But Rocky, she dictated the pace because she had more skill and she had more speed in the efficiency. So, yeah, man, shout out to Rocky. She looked good in there. Like I said, I had to go back and change that one, man, because Macy just had that look like she was not prepared. You know, I mean, weight-wise, but just she wasn't going to be prepared for the way Rocky was looking. But from here, Rocky probably will move back down to 135, I'm sure, because there is no division. But me, honestly, man, with Rocky's skills, if she could stay away, let's say, if they sign Kayla Harrison, if she could stay away and use her boxing against Kayla Harrison, if she could stay away from, you know, the clinches and the inside from Kayla Harrison, Rocky could possibly beat Kayla Harrison. I'm just telling you, man, because that was some good skills in there. And she's not afraid to bully the bigger fighter here. You know, if she can stay away from the athleticism and those takedowns, if she can stuff takedowns and use her clinch and get a jab going against Kayla Harrison, hey, Rocky might be able to do it. I'm just saying. So if she wants to stay at 145 and they sign Kayla and they want her to fight Kayla, because this could have been a setup for Kayla as well. Like, they could have said, okay, we'll capitalize off of this short notice from Macy. We'll make it 145, but at the same time, we might have somebody for Kayla Harrison once we sign her before she fights Nunes or something, right? That could have been a plot. But, yeah, if they do that fight, you know, Kayla could lose to Rocky, I think, man. You know, she's on her game. So, yeah, let me know, guys, what y'all think in the comment section. Combo Breaker 99. I'll be back with another post-fight analysis video. I'm out. Peace.